I'm a living example of that. My name is Xiao Yao. 32 years old this year. 3 years ago. I'm still that lucky woman whom everyone in my circle of friends envies. My husband, Xiaoxiang, is a project manager at a construction company. Spends most of the year working on construction sites away from home. But I send 20,000 yuan to my family on time every month. We have a 3-bedroom, 1 living room apartment in a school district. A car that costs over 300,000. My daughter, Duodwo, is well behaved and understanding. In the 2nd grade of elementary school. But only I know that. This good fortune is like a soaked cotton-padded jacket. Wearing it makes me feel cold. Taking it off makes it even colder. Zikong is like this all year round. The total time spent at home is less than 2 months. In those first 2 years, when he comes back, he'll still hug me. At night, he hugged me and said, "My wife, you've worked so hard." I don't know when it started, but later on. When he gets home, he just eats, checks his phone, and goes to bed. I've changed to new pajamas. He didn't even take a look. I took the initiative to get closer to him. He turned over, indicating that he needed to catch the early morning flight tomorrow. Tired. I start to wonder if there's something wrong with me. Me in the mirror, 168 centimeters in height, 110 pounds, fair skin. The facial features aren't bad either. But this man simply isn't interested in me at all. Can you understand that feeling? It's like you've become invisible at home. Doing laundry, cooking, and picking up the kids. You're the one who's carrying all the burden by yourself. But when night falls and all is quiet, there isn't even anyone to talk to. Best friends all have their own families. I can't keep complaining every day, can I? I don't even dare to mention it to my parents. When I married Zikong back then, the whole family says I've married above my station. So I started watching short videos, live streams, and shopping on my phone. I tried everything that could help pass the time. Until one day, someone named XX messaged me privately. They said the photos on my profile are very stylish. I'd like to make a friend. I didn't intend to pay any attention to it in the first place. But that afternoon, Juju went to Grandma's house. It's raining outside the whole time. The room was so quiet that all you could hear was the humming of the refrigerator. Out of some inexplicable reason, I typed back just 2 words, "Thank you." It all started with these 2 characters. He said his name was Zi Chen. At 31, I opened a small restaurant locally. Divorced, no children. He's really good at chatting. Not like Zikong at all. As soon as they open their mouths, they ask how much steel bars cost per ton at construction sites. He asked me what I like to eat. What kind of movies do you like to watch? What's the most unforgettable thing from your childhood? That feeling of being noticed is simply deadly. Think about it, a woman. Husband never gave her a proper look in 3 years. Suddenly, a man appeared. Send messages regularly in the morning, noon, and evening to show my concern for you. Have you eaten yet? Did you sleep well? How's your mood today? He remembers every little thing you said. You said you wanted a Barbie doll when you were little, but there's no money at home to buy it. The next day, he just took a photo of the Barbie doll and sent it over. I said I bought it for you when you were a child. Who could possibly withstand this? We chatted for about half a month. I started waiting for his messages. The phone rings. The heart rate speeds up. Place the phone beside you while cooking. carries it with them even when going to the bathroom. We could talk until 1 or 2 in the morning while lying in bed at night. I know this is wrong. Every time I put down my phone, looking at the empty pillow beside me, I keep telling myself, Xiaoyao, you're a woman with a husband and children. This can't go on like this. But by the next morning, seeing his good morning greeting, all that guilt flew away into the clouds. The first meeting took place at that small restaurant he mentioned. I specifically picked out a newly bought dress, light makeup applied. Stared at myself in the mirror for a long time before going out. I can hardly recognize myself anymore, so I can laugh like this too. Zichen is a bit thinner in person than in the photos, but very energetic. She likes to look me in the eyes while talking. He prepared several of his signature dishes for me. The taste is indeed good. We talked for over 3 hours. Sitting there since noon, in the afternoon, he asked me, "Isn't your husband with you?" My eyes turned red at that moment. I couldn't hold back and poured out all the grievances I've had over the years. After saying it, I regretted it. Feel like a whiner. But he didn't laugh at me. Just gently said that you deserve to be treated well. That's exactly what I meant. Fairly pushed me into the abyss. What happened later, I'll tell you later. We started meeting more frequently. At first, it was just eating and taking walks. Everything that was supposed to happen and everything that shouldn't have happened anyway. Every time, I tell myself that this is the last time. But every time he sends a message, I went there again, as if driven by some mysterious force. During that time, I'm completely possessed. Xiaoxiong called back. I'll just say a few words and hang up. Duodwo wants me to help him with his homework. I said Mom is tired. Write it yourself. My mind is filled with thoughts of Zichen. I feel like he's the only one who really understands me. He's the man I'm meant to marry in this life. Until one day, Zichen told me about Yao Yao. I don't want to keep hiding anymore. You've left, right? We're together in a completely honest and proper manner. I was really touched at that moment. I feel like this man really loves me. He's willing to take the blame of being a third party for me. Willing to reconstitute a family with me. Isn't that enough to prove sincerity? What about Xiaoxiong? We've been married for 8 years. He earned everything: the house, the car, the savings. I'm a full-time housewife. What can I use to talk about divorce with him? Zichen said you talked to him about marital property. You have half of it. House, car, savings. You should take whatever belongs to you. I believe I chose a weekend to do it. Wait until Xiaoxiong comes back. Let's speak openly. I didn't mention Zichen. I just can't go on like this anymore. Zikong was drinking tea at the time when he wanted to get a divorce. After listening, she put down the cup and glanced at me. I'll never forget that look in his eyes in my entire life. It's not anger. It's not sadness. It's the kind of indifference that's completely expected. He said you have someone else now, right? I denied it. He didn't believe it, but he didn't press further. That's just how he is. Won't break ties with anyone under any circumstances. Hide everything in my heart. The divorce negotiations took 2 weeks. Zikong hired a lawyer. That lawyer is really great. I checked every single one of my expenses carefully. In the end, the house became his. Since he paid the down payment for the car before marriage, the car belongs to him. Because he paid the full amount for the deposit himself, because it's all his salary. The court only awarded 100,000 yuan. Give me 100,000 yuan. 8 years of marriage. In the end, it's only worth 100,000 yuan. The day I got my divorce certificate, I cried not because I was reluctant to part with Zikong. It's because when Duodwo was taken away, he glanced at me again. Mom, you don't love me anymore, do you? Is it that I think I've lost everything? At least there's still Zichen. On the day of the divorce, I dragged my suitcase to Zichen's restaurant. I want to surprise him. Tell him I'm free now. We can be together openly now. But the restaurant's door was tightly closed. No one answered the phone when I called. No replies to messages. I thought he was busy, just waiting at the door. Waited for 2 hours. It's already dark. He finally replied with a message to Zi Yao. I don't think we're compatible. You just got divorced. Unstable emotions. I don't want to take advantage of people when they're in a difficult situation. Don't contact each other anymore. I was stunned at that moment. Thought I misread it. Call again. Can't get through anymore. WeChat has been blocked. The number has been blocked. All contact information has disappeared. I stood at the restaurant entrance for a long time, like a joke. Later, I learned the truth. It was Ziqiang's lawyer who found out Zichen's background. This so-called man who opened a restaurant after getting divorced. Not only has she never been divorced, my wife just got pregnant with our second child. He specializes in working online, going after women who are unhappy in their marriages, deceiving people for money and sex, disappear once the job's done. I don't believe Zikong would go out of his way to investigate this matter, but I'd rather believe that he did it for the divorce negotiations. There's a hidden card in play. None of this matters anymore. The me of now. Renting a small partitioned-off space in the suburbs. Next door lives someone who plays games in the middle of the night. Young people who shout and yell loudly. Duo's custody was given to Zikong. I can only visit on the first weekend of each month. Last time I went to pick him up, he hid behind his grandmother and refused to come out, saying that Mom doesn't want me anymore. I held him and cried. But tears can't bring anything back. Zikong quickly started a new life. I heard he met a girl who's 8 years younger than him during a blind date. Those who live locally have stable jobs. Juju looks very happy in the photos taken at her new home. Wearing a pink princess dress. Behind it is a brand new children's room. I have nothing left. No house, no money, no job. Even my daughter is becoming distant from me. Recently, I spent all but over 40,000 yuan out of those 100,000 yuan. Want to look for a job. She's been a full-time housewife for so many years. The resume sent out are like stones dropped into the ocean. The most respectable job is to work as a cashier at a supermarket. Monthly salary, 3,200. After standing all day, my legs are swollen like steamed buns. A few days ago, I came across a video, say that married women shouldn't chat casually with strange men. I stared at the screen for a long time. Tears kept flowing uncontrollably. Someone in the comments called the woman in the video ignorant and ungrateful. Some people say such women deserve it. I can't refute a single word of it. Because I'm that person. What did I possibly hope to gain in the first place? Someone's here to chat with me. Someone cares about me. But those who care and accompany me, it's all cheap flattery and empty promises. The real cost. It was I who personally ruined my own marriage, family, and home. Stability in the latter half of life. Everything was pinned down by one illusion. I still check my phone every night. But I will never reply to any private messages again. I was the only person in that separate room. Outside the window is the main road. At night, the dump trucks roar past. The windows rattled violently from the shaking. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night in a start. I momentarily thought, I'm still living in that 3-bedroom, 1-living-room apartment. Duardwo sleeps in the next room. Shaoxiang's slippers are still by the door. But the reality is, I can never go back through that door again. 8-year boyfriend. How dare she keep a double standard behind my back? At this moment, the significance of those words was once again proven. No woman can walk away from a man's phone with a smile on her face. Summer 2017. I met Ajay at the same company. I started working there 1 month before him. Initially, we were in different groups. But not long after, company structure reorganization. The group I'm in has been split up. I've been transferred to Ajay's team. And that's how we went from strangers to acquaintances, working side by side at work. They developed feelings for each other. My colleagues could all tell that Ajay felt something special for me. He never hid those feelings either. November 2017. On a slightly cool night, we've officially become a couple. I looked into his eyes. Tell him my bottom line clearly, Ajay. I don't care about money or family background. But these two things must never be touched together. The first is emotional betrayal. If you're going to cheat, cheat for a lifetime. Don't let me find out. Second, I cannot tolerate any form of violence, whether it's emotional abuse or physical violence. He agreed without hesitation. Confident gaze. He also told me frankly, before me, he once had a girlfriend, but he remained single while with me. Back then, love had blinded me. Believed every word he said. That's it. She rushed towards him without any reservations or hesitation. The early days. Our income is meager, living in a tiny rental apartment. Working overtime until late at night every day. There seems to be an endless stream of business calls to handle. But that time period, it's the purest happiness I can remember. As long as we can go home together after work and share a simple dinner, I feel like the whole world is warm and fulfilling. He didn't have much money on hand, yet you always gives his all. Don't let me suffer even a little bit. Leave the best for me. I'm a person who takes time to warm up to people and who lacks a sense of security extremely. He spent a full half-year on it, like the spring rain that nourishes all things. Little by little, it melted away all my concerns and reservations. I'm convinced that he's the one who'll be with me for a lifetime. That's just how it is. Started an 8-year cohabitation relationship. Later, Ajay's abilities became increasingly prominent. Promoted all the way. Was transferred to Shanghai. We've started leading a dual life between Beijing and Shanghai. Later, he was transferred back to Beijing, but still travels on business frequently. The sense of being in a different place never really goes away. After accumulating sufficient resources, Ajay decided to start his own business. Within the startup capital, a significant portion of it was used to fund my credit card expenses. He really works hard. I'm also very lucky. The project is being carried out very successfully. Income has also been rising steadily. Business operations expanded to Shanghai, Nanjing, and Chongqing. So it was my turn to follow in his footsteps, flying to the city where he is located. They became a couple who spent weekends apart from each other. He first bought a house in his hometown, then paid the down payment again. Let me be in my hometown. Also owns a house of their own. He's transferred quite a bit of money to me over the years. Red envelope gifts for holidays and birthdays were never missed. Can't be there when you're busy. He'll also make money so I can find my own enjoyment. He never lets me spend money on him. Everyone around me thinks so. Ajay is a rare good man, plus his status as a veteran, adding to its aura of integrity and reliability. He took me on a trip. Go to all the places he thinks are worth visiting. Taste the delicious food that he finds amazing. Go out with him. I really can act without using my brain at all. He takes care of all the arrangements for flights and hotels. I simply enjoy the happiness that's already arranged for me. In March this year, we moved into our new home, spacious and bright. Everything seems to be developing in the best possible way. Ajay started to act in a half-hearted manner, bringing up the topic of marriage and having children. I say I'm not in a hurry, but I really am. But in my heart, preparing for pregnancy has already been put on the agenda. Secretly asking a best friend for advice. Yet, the foreshadows of fate always unraveled at the most unexpected moments. On the very day I went to consult my best friend about preparing for pregnancy, my phone is out of battery. Casually picked up Ajay's phone. 8 years of being together, there's a trust between us that doesn't need words. They know each other's passwords. But I've never deliberately checked the other person's phone. But that statement is true. No woman can walk away from a man's phone with a smile on her face. Open WeChat. The popped-up chat history made me feel like I'd fallen into an ice cave. That Ajay, who seems honest and reliable in my eyes. How dare they approach a lady like this? Watch his smooth and fluent conversation. By no means a first-time offense. At that moment, my whole body was ice cold, uncontrollable severe trembling. The trembling hand continued to slide. More and more chat messages felt like sharp knives stabbing at me. He also has an ambiguous relationship with someone in Chongqing. The chat content is also extremely suggestive. He also helped that girl rent an apartment, did a lot for her. 8 years of trust, aspirations for the future. In an instant, it was reduced to dust. I'm broken, hysterically proposing a breakup. Heartache so intense it's suffocating. Huge grief and anger with nowhere to vent. I even lost control and cut my wrist with a blade. He was terrified by my actions, hugging me, constantly apologizing and trying to keep me around. I accepted his apology. They've made up again. Perhaps 8 years of relationship were just too much. Maybe I'm just too cowardly. Maybe I'm still holding on to a glimmer of hope. I said to him, Ojian, you can play. You can lie to me. But please clean up the traces better next time. Don't let me see it. I really can't take it anymore. This matter. It was temporarily set aside, without any need for words between us, trying to move on. The brief calm didn't last long. His business trip is over. Come back to Beijing to see me. That early morning, I woke up unusually early. No desire to sleep at all. Swiping on my phone, a thought popped into my head out of nowhere. Has he followed me on TikTok? Once again, I picked up his phone. This time, it was a deeper and more deadly strike. On his TikTok, with that ex-girlfriend of his, Jingjing, whom he claims they've already broken up. It actually lasted for several years. Uninterrupted, intensive interaction. Like and comments. There's an air of intimacy between the lines. My woman's intuition tells me, this is definitely not normal. I immediately checked his WeChat contacts, relying on memory and intuition. Found that former girlfriend, whose note seemed ordinary at first glance. I took a deep breath at that number, Tremblingly, I dialed the number. The call is connected. A strange female voice spoke up. I forced myself to stay calm. Hi, I'm Maji, girlfriend with whom I've lived together for 8 years. Please stop contacting him in the future. Jingjing on the other end of the phone was momentarily stunned. The tone was confused. I'm his girlfriend. I haven't finished speaking yet. Aji beside him suddenly woke up. He snatched the phone away from her, hung up the phone angrily. On my face was a look of panic and anger I had never seen before. What's really going on with Aji? Didn't you say you wanted to break up? I lost control and questioned him harshly. No explanation at all, no comfort at all. He simply remained silent, started packing my luggage with a blank expression on my face. Quick and decisive in action. It's as though I'm some kind of terrifying monster. No matter how much I cried and begged, he remained completely indifferent. I just want to find out the truth. Call my best friend right away, driving to the airport in pursuit. But when I got to the airport, he refused to even meet for one last time. Only one WeChat message was sent. It has passed security checks. Couldn't get out later. I forced myself to endure the heartbreak. Got in touch with Jingjing through Douyin. Asked her to meet up. At first, she thought I was a scammer. Because Aji told her that her phone had been stolen. Received a scam message. Need to go to the police station to handle it. Perhaps it's just a woman's intuition. In the end, he still chose to meet with me. In the cafe, two women who were kept in the dark, tremblingly piecing together their own timelines with Aji. The truth is brutally suffocating. We were all deceived by him. He's spent more time with him than I have. We've traveled to the same cities together. The timing coincides astonishingly well. All of this happened during what he called his business trips. He's like a master of time management, seamlessly connects the two women. What's more ironic is, he discussed with me the process of preparing for pregnancy and having children, planning for our future. On the other hand, plans are in place for May Day this year as well. Take Jingjing back to her hometown for the engagement. And all of this together. It all happened under the same roof where he and I lived together. It happened right under my nose. The only thing to be grateful for is, I'm not pregnant yet. No children are involved. I asked Jingjing if she wanted to continue. I can't go on with him anymore. He shook his head in confusion, said I didn't know what to do. After that, I've always kept in touch with Jingjing, discussing strategies like to comrades in distress. And Aji always adopted an evasive strategy, refuses to respond directly to any of us. Jingjing had already accepted the betrothal gifts given by Aji, and over the years, the amount Aji transferred to him was far more than what he transferred to me. I still naively understood that starting a business wasn't easy for him. Live frugally. But he put more money and effort into it, spent on another woman. These 8 years of mine have been nothing but a huge joke. Tell me today, he doesn't want to give the money back to Aji. After all, he sacrificed 10 years of his youth. Later, he met up with Aji again. They even called me to come over. It said that there should be a confrontation among the 3 parties. But in the end, he didn't let me appear. This woman, who's been deceived just like me, traded me out like that. She chose to stand back with Aji and make him come to me to ask for money. Aji officially broke up with me through WeChat. He also asked if I could give him back the money I had spent before. I told Aji, come and meet me, speak things clearly face to face. I'll just give you back the money. He refused. Our final intersection, frozen in the day he left coldly. 8 years of relationship came to an abrupt end. Without any warning, break up by abrupt separation. What are these 8 years anyway? Reason tells me how worthless he is. But emotions can't be stopped. There's a crazy thought in my heart filled with longing. Want to fly to Nanjing to see him right away. But another voice reminded me. It's impossible. He isn't worth betraying, once and countless times.